Hey there guys, it's Rick here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. We have what I hope is going to be a really fun video for you guys today. This is the BARRA 1100Z in 22 caliber with a veil camo stock. A really cool air gun. I want to say thank you to BARRA Airguns for sending this out and helping us keep the channel going. So definitely a huge thank you to those guys. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, like I said in the intro, we've got the BARRA 1100Z here. And, okay, so what happened? Not too long ago, we did the BARRA 1100Z in 177. And my thinking, my convention, the way I've been trained in my thought process is turn the power up, it's better. More power, more better. Well, that doesn't always compute with air guns. Sometimes you need to turn it down and you get better results. And what I found not only with the BARRA but other guns we've been testing, the 177, specifically 177s, we get better results actually turning the power down. I mean, like significantly better results. And actually dialing down the power of the 177, we used less air. In other words, you don't need as much air to start. The gun just shot better and we got better results. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I was wondering, will that transfer to the 22? Short answer, spoiler alert, yeah, it actually works pretty doggone good. So let me tell you what this gun does, kind of factory. I'm shooting 15.89s today, by the way. I got the JSB 15.89s. Factory settings, it's 800 and tops off 870-ish or so, and you can get more out of it if you want. You crank the hammer spring, take the pressure up. So optimal range at factory from where I got my gun, and it may vary gun to gun a little bit, but on my gun, about 2,500 PSI, max is 3,000 by the way, so 2,500 down to about 1,800. I get 30, 40 shots with an extreme spread of 50, 60 or so. It does a nice little shot curve, and it tops out about 870, 880 in that range. So we're looking at 23, 24, maybe 25 foot-pounds. So it's good. It's really good. It's good for hunting. We already know this gun can shoot. We've shot it at 50, we've shot it at 75, we shot it at 100 yards. We know this gun can shoot. That's not a problem. But I got to thinking, this is really ideal for like backyard, right? So when I started out back in South Carolina, and you guys that know me know my videos and go watch them. If you want a good laugh, go watch at them. Go watch those videos because, yeah, talk about hokey. Anyway, the best I could get, if I shot like angled and like really stretched it in what the range, the space I had in my backyard for this, I could maybe get 35, 40 yards. Just had to really stretch that, kitty corner. When I moved to Havasu, best I could get was maybe 20 yards, 21 in a pinch, and I had to get creative with the angles on there too. So when I'm thinking about backyard air guns, I have a 100-yard range here. You guys know my range. I have 100 and some change all the way out to steel targets. It's easy. I'm spoiled. I don't take that lightly. I know I'm spoiled out here. And a lot of people, they don't have that. You got a backyard. You got 25 yards, maybe. That's 75 feet. That's a pretty good range, really. So maybe you got some steel targets. Maybe you got some paper targets. Do you need, 800, almost 900 feet per second for accuracy at 25 yards? Absolutely not. Do you need the extra noise? Do you need to have the extra air? No, you don't. And so I was thinking, okay, if it works so good on the 177, what if we dial down the 22 and see what we get, at 20 foot-pounds? So here's what I've done. We've got the hammer adjuster out here, hammer spring adjuster, and I backed it all the way out so it was flush with the back. It's about 6 turns or so, plus or minus 1, okay? I mean 6 or 7-ish. And then I took a couple shots and it was really low. It was like barely 600 feet per second. So I went back in 2 turns. So from flush, I'm in 2 turns. And that puts me right at about 750 to 760 feet per second. And I'm thinking, that's pretty ideal. That's 20-ish foot-pounds, so like 19 to 21 foot-pounds in the curve, which is actually really good for the backyard. And actually it's a little bit, maybe a little hot if you don't have a lot of range and don't have a good backstop, but I think it's a good It's a good balance. It's certainly, you still pest with it, you still rat with it, you can still hunt your, clear your garden out, you can still take squirrels with it easily. I mean, it's got more than enough juice for that. But here's some of the benefits that I found, and then we're going to get right to shooting. I know you guys want to see me shoot it. Some of the benefits are, it's super quiet. Actually takes the edge off the noise. It was already quiet. It's quieter, and then I've added a 0 dB moderator on the end of this. It's like stupid quiet now. It's like awesome. So that's cool. The hammer is barely sitting on the spring. So when it's all the way out, like it's flush with the back, the hammer will actually float. So you're throwing the hammer at the valve essentially. This has got a little tension on it, but you don't get that kind of hammer bounce that you get with like the factory setup. It has a little hammer bounce. You get less of that at this configuration. And I'm still getting 30 shots. So I'm getting 30 shots with an extreme spread of about 40 foot per second, maybe 40 to 42, 43 feet per second. And I'm getting, what did I say, 30 to 40 shots. I'm getting 30 shots with extreme spread of 40-ish feet per second. And so we start at like 720-ish, and we top out at 760 and some change, and then back down to 720 across the shot curve. So you get 30 shots, and here's the cool thing. Instead of 3,000 PSI or say 2,500, I think my factory gun liked 25 to 18 or 1,700 PSI. That's where it's the sweet spot for the factory setting, at least the way I got it. But this gun, the way it's set up now, 2,000 PSI. So if you're pumping with a hand pump, so let's go back to that whole backyard friendly hobbyist. This gun's super affordable, so way less than 300 bucks. You can get an affordable hand pump, and you can be in your backyard shooting all you want, which is pretty cool, because the difference between filling to 2,000 with a hand pump, filling to either 2,500 or 3,000, it's significant. It gets the more pressure, the harder it gets. So if you only ever have to fill to 2,000 PSI, believe me, that's a win. So, sorry, text came in. So this is the way this is set up now, I think is ideal for backyard shooting. We're going to take some shots. I'm going to run the Crony so that we can have, I got to turn it on. All right, so I'm going to run the Crony. We can hear the string. Let's see here. And I've already done some testing. Sometimes I'll come out here and I'll do this work, and I will have, let me make sure we're connected. I think we are. We'll find out. Sometimes I'll come out here and I'll just wing it. You guys are seeing it right along with me. But because I hadn't tested this, and I hadn't talked to Barr about it either, I did a little testing beforehand. So I've shot a bunch. I got a lot of data, and it just was consistent. I mean, consistent results over and over and over, which is pretty stinking awesome. For you guys that don't know how I run, I don't sort my pellets. I don't weigh them. I don't check them per se. I mean, if something's really ugly and I notice it, I'll pop it out of the mag, but I just grab a tin, load it up, and go. So what you're getting, or what you're going to see, the results I'm getting are pretty typical, what you ought to get. Now, hey man, if you like to, weigh, sort, measure, all that stuff, your pellets, more power to you. You're just going to get better results than I'm getting. I just pull them out of the tin and use them. All right, and I'm running today our ATN optic. This is the Excite 4K Pro 5 to 20, and I'm just doing this because I like being able to video right through the scope. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start that. We're recording. I've already done like the zeroing. We've already got that going, so I'm hoping that we're good to go here. They keep upgrading the software or the app for the Crony here. It gets better and better. It's the FX Crony. It's awesome. So we've got the 0 dB there to keep it as quiet as possible. We've got the ATN optic. We've got our BARRA 1100Z and our JSB 1589s. Top left target. Oh please, let's hit good, right? I haven't been shooting in a bit. Let's hope she goes right through the center.
712.
A little bit low. I'm a little overpressured.
719. 719. 721. 724.
Okay. That's a pretty good 5-shot group. Let's just finish this out. Let's do 10 shots here.
726. 731, 735, 733, 747.
All right, that was the last shot. We're done. So there's 10 shots and basically a ragged hole. That's what I love to see. Now, again, I want to go back to the fact that this is an air gun that is way less than $300. So it's not regulated. It's just a decently balanced gun that gives you, the shooter, the option to dial it in for what you want to do. If I wanted to take this out and max out the power and be able to reach out to that 100 yards and do all the things that we've done with it in the past, all you do, maybe do a little homework, kind of figure out, if I go from flush, I'm going to go in 8 turns and I'm going to fill to this pressure. And you have to do that work, right, because it's not regulated. But you certainly can do that. And I can be out here. If I'm shooting in my backyard or you're shooting in your backyard, you want it super quiet, dial it down. You don't need all that power just to shoot paper and steel targets in your backyard. Why waste the air? All right, and all the work to get the air in the gun. Let's do another 10-shot group here.
752, 738, 749, 749, 735, 747, 742, 738, 749, 754.
Okay, here's another essentially ragged hole. That's a pretty big hole, though. It wasn't as clean as the first one. We're shooting just a teeny bit low, which would just be a small adjustment on the scope. This started off a little bit lower in the velocity than I normally start, so I might have overfilled it just a touch. With such light pressure on the hammer spring, if you go over 2,000 on this, and I really almost over 1,900, you'll valve lock just a teeny bit. So I'm thinking that our first shots were a little bit low because I overfilled it a little bit. Okay, last, yeah, we're going to do full 30 shots, see what we get. Yeah, let's see what we get here. Do another 10-shot group.
749, 749, 759, 754, 763, 756, 761, 754, 754, 747.
That's 30. I think we can get another 10 shots. Should we stretch it? I don't know. It's looking pretty good out there. We're going to do another one. I think I had a little too much air in it. And we're at 740 now. So our extreme spread on this was a little bit more because we started lower. We're at 51, but we're on the downswing. So let's see what we get on our last shots here. Let's see how low she goes. On our last 10 shots, it'd be 40 shots out of basically a 2,000 PSI fill. And frankly, guys, that's impressive. All right, here we go. Last 10.
752, 749, 742, 738, 735, 728, 721, 721, 717, 712.
Okay, we had a 51 foot per second spread. We got 40 shots out of this thing. I'm going to go grab that target. We're going to wrap this up, and then, yeah, that'll be that. Let me go grab that target. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So here we are. There we go. I mean, essentially, we have just all holes. The first one was our best group. These three are very, very similar, but we're talking 40 shots with some pretty good consistency out of an unregulated gun that's way less than $300. We're shooting at 25 yards. I get it. I get that. But how, I mean, you guys tell me. I'd like to know, how far can you get in your backyard? And let me know where you live. Do you live out in the country? Do you live kind of in a more urban environment? Let me know where you shoot. And I'm curious to know, because I've got 100, and if I go that way, I can have 600-700 yards if I want to get real creative. But realistically, air guns are great for the backyard. I wanted to see what this would do at your typical backyard ranges, and I got to tell you, that's fun. And I'm probably going to say this a lot this year, and it's just this: air guns are supposed to be fun. And if you're out shooting your air gun and you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Okay? So get out there, have fun with your air gun. I hope you guys really enjoy it. And let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video, if you want to see more of this. My hope this year is that we're going to be doing a lot more budget stuff. I mean, we're still going to get the high-end stuff because it's fun to shoot, fun to show you. But we've got a ton of brake barrels lined up. We've got some entry-level guns. We've got some CO2 guns. We've got more guns like the BARRA here, which is super affordable. So I think that's a great sweet spot. It's sort of where I started, where I cut my teeth, and what I'm kind of going to get back to. So you guys let me know if you like that kind of content. Guys, that's going to be it for now. I want to definitely say thank you and remind you that if you want to help support what we're doing, we have a Patreon page. We also have the Officers Club over at airgunarmy.com. Links to that will be in the video description. And finally, I want to say thank you to BARRA Airguns for sending this out and supporting our channel. And to all of our sponsors, you can check them out at airgunweb.com. Guys, my name is Rick Houston here with AirgunWeb, where we tell you the facts, not fluff. Thanks for watching.